This hidden gem of a city often flies under the travel radar. It's a city that blends cobbled streets and picturesque canals with towering spires, medieval charm, and pubs and bars aplenty. I'm Jetaway Joe, and I'm here in the Belgian city of Ghent. Ghent is a city in the Flanders region of Belgium, sitting roughly halfway between the cities of Brussels and Bruges. There's around 265,000 people living in Ghent, making it one of Belgium's most populous cities. Positioned at the confluence of the Schelde and Leie rivers, Ghent has a strategically important location that led to the city's prosperity in medieval times as an inland port. The closest major international airport is Brussels Airport, about 65 kilometres away from Ghent. Brussels Airport offers flights throughout Europe, North America, Africa and Asia. From the airport there are direct trains to Ghent St Peter's railway station, with journey times varying from 55 minutes to 1 hour and 20 minutes. Ghent St Peter's railway station is a major rail hub in Belgium. It's the country's fourth busiest station, with over 17 million passengers a year passing through its platforms. Intercity services head to other major Belgian cities from here, including Brussels, Bruges, Ostend, Liège, Antwerp, as well as over to Lille in France. Ghent St Peter's is around 2.5 kilometres from the city centre. Ghent Damport is a smaller station, served mostly by local trains, but there are intercity services to Antwerp, Bruges and Ostend from here. This is a closer station to the city centre, being about 1.5 kilometres away. Ghent is flat and the sites are relatively close to each other, so it's a city that's really easy to get around on foot. The city has a great tram network of 4 lines, some of which overlap and converge in the city centre. The trams will also help out if you don't fancy that walk from Ghent St Peter's railway station into the city centre. Tram lines 1 or 3 will do that for you. There's also a network of buses that will help you get around too. As a city, you can really visit Ghent any time of the year. Spring and autumn bring mild weather that makes sightseeing and activities easier. Summer is the best for warmer temperatures, but this may also come at a cost in terms of accommodation, especially if you're travelling during the famous Ghent festival period that takes place every July. During winter though, Ghent transforms into a cosy and festive winter wonderland, where Christmas markets and lights illuminate its medieval streets. I visited in early October and probably got all 4 seasons crammed into my 3-day visit. Well, I've arrived in Ghent and I've just checked into what might be one of the nicest and quirkiest Airbnbs I've ever stayed in. Check this out. So, upon entering from the street, come in through this little door behind me and then into the living room. So we've got a nice little seating area here, there's some lovely little plants, and out of the window it's kind of creating a bit of privacy from the street. Then we've got a little cupboard, air conditioning and some pretty interesting artwork on the wall as well. But from the living area, then come through a little wardrobe where I've been able to hang everything up, and then I come straight into the kitchen area, which is probably one of the best kitchens I've ever had in a short-term holiday rental. So we've got kettle, oven, how many cooking rings? 4, toaster, full coffee machine, like both decaf and normal caffeinated coffee with beans as well. So I'm really looking forward to one of them in the morning. Now, I know what you were all thinking. Where's the bed? Well, see those steps behind me? The bed's up there. Perched above the living area and accessed by steps, this bed was super comfy and cosy, and it was also where the TV was located. I've even got my own little terrace outside that's got a lovely seating area and some lighting, but the weather's been a little bit mixed today. I've only just got here. Sunny at the minute, but could rain at any second as well. So I'm not sure whether I'll be able to get to use that terrace outside. All in all though, this is a beautiful short-term holiday rental. Fantastic Airbnb that I've picked up here, and it was a bit of a bargain too compared with others in the area. Very much looking forward to exploring Ghent. And I can't forget the king of the house now, can I? This is Raoul the cat. A day of sightseeing kicked off at St Bavo's Cathedral, a beautiful Gothic cathedral in the heart of the city. Dedicated to St Bavo of Ghent, the cathedral's origins trace back to the 10th century, and its current Gothic structure was completed in the 16th century. The cathedral features a towering 89-metre bell tower, impressive Baroque and Renaissance chapels, and the Ghent altarpiece, a monumental polyptych by Jan and Hubert van Eyck, widely regarded as one of the masterpieces of early Northern Renaissance art. Just across the square from the cathedral is the Belfry of Ghent, where you can pay to go up to the top of the tower. No need to book online for this one, just pay on the door. Ticket purchased, €11. Let's go to the top of the tower. This medieval bell tower is one of the city's most iconic landmarks, and visitors can explore its chambers and enjoy panoramic views of the city from its observation deck. Construction of the tower began in 1313, and it symbolised the importance and independence and wealth of the medieval city. It once served as a storage place for the city's important documents, and as a watchtower for spotting fires or invasions. At its summit is the Gilded Dragon, an emblem of Ghent that dates back to the 1370s. It's well worth the climb up to the top as well, just watch your footing as you're going up. The stairs are very narrow and very steep. This is steep. Oh. The Belfry of Ghent is the tallest in Belgium. Whatever you do, don't look down. Standing at 91 metres tall, the Belfry is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site as part of the group of belfries of Belgium and France. The observation deck gives some fantastic views over the city, and for €11, I thought it was well worth it. Now I've come down from the Belfry and I'm walking to my next activity, which is a beer tasting and waffle making experience. Can't get more Belgian than that. Tucked away down a quiet street away from the main tourist bustle, Waffles'n'Beer is a one-of-a-kind, hands-on Belgian beer tasting and waffle making workshop. During the workshop you'll taste 3 Belgian beers of varying tastes and strengths, from around 4% up to a whopping 11%, with explanations about the type of beer you're sampling and the brewer given too. At the same time as tasting the beers, we're on to making the waffles, and full instructions, ingredients and equipment are provided. More beers were constantly being brought out, so I obviously had to do a little more tasting, which was also followed by adding some beer to the waffle batter. It just so happened that the beer I preferred the most was the 11% beer, and by the time the waffles were ready to go into the iron, they were just bringing beer out for the laugh at this point. Various toppings were also provided like jams, chocolate and Lotus Biscoff spreads, and you were able to eat the waffles as soon as you've made them. The bonus? Any that you make in excess, you can bag up and take them home with you. Have I got Nutella around my mouth? Hope not. Anyway, Waffles'n'Beer, that was such good fun. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it. I think it was about 30 quid, but that was really good fun. Well worth it as well, and I've even got some waffles to take home with me. Tickets for Waffles'n'Beer are €40, although I paid £31 online during a promotional sale period. I'll pop a link to their website in the description below. They also do workshops in Bruges and Brussels, so are definitely worth checking out if you plan on visiting either of those cities too. Leaving Waffles'n'Beer, I headed for the Graslei. The Graslei, located along the Lyre River, is one of the city's most iconic and scenic areas. It was historically a vital hub of medieval trade and commerce, with its name coming from the grain market that once flourished there. The quay is lined with an array of historic buildings, reflecting Ghent's prosperous past as an inland port. Today, Graslei is a bustling area filled with outdoor cafes and restaurants, making it a popular spot for both locals and tourists. Together with the neighbouring Coronlai, it forms a stunning waterfront, especially when illuminated at night, and serves as a starting point for boat tours on the Lyre River. Having drank all that beer while making waffles, I'd developed a bit of a taste for it. Ghent's also a student city. It's got the second biggest university in Belgium, so you're going to find plenty of cafes, bars and pubs here. This city is full of great pubs and bars, all serving plenty of different beers to suit all tastes and budgets. Once the sun goes down and the medieval streets light up, the city takes on a completely different atmosphere, as trendy cocktail bars sit side by side with jazz cafes and cosy pubs evoking a traditional Belgian charm. In a pub, the choices of beer can be pretty overwhelming, so my advice would be to speak to the bartender about what you like, and they'll be able to recommend beers, and you may be able to try some too if they're on draft. In the city centre, swap the pricier spots that are on the Graslei for the pubs and bars around St Jacob's Church, or venture a little further out of the city centre towards the university for a livelier student scene. Cheers to Ghent. Cheers. Good morning. Clearly I had one too many beers the night before, as I woke up with a bit of a sore head, but it's nothing that a caffeine kick can't help with, I suppose. Yesterday's waffles, this morning's breakfast, and these are going to be amazing with the chocolate sauce and the homemade jam in the fridge. Yeah, they are. And a huge cup of coffee. So my plan today is, yesterday, after Waffles'n'Beer, I tried going to the Gravensteen, but it was closed. They weren't taking any more tickets for the day. And I got there at around 4 o'clock, and they say it's open until 6. So what I did last night was I booked a ticket on my phone, got a slot from, I believe it's 10:20 through to 10:40 or maybe 11. So I'm going to go tour the castle this morning with an audio guide. And then afterwards, I don't know, I'm going to see what the weather's like. Like I say, it's a bit wet at the minute this morning, but hopefully it'll pick up. Yeah, the weather didn't pick up, did it? Even though it was absolutely beautiful yesterday, it is pouring today. The Gravensteen, or the Castle of the Counts, was just a 15-minute walk away from my Airbnb. Well, I've made it, although I'm very, very wet now. Very grateful that the audio guide starts inside, where I can dry off. The Gravensteen is a medieval fortress located in the heart of Ghent. Built in 1180 by Count Philip of Alsace, it was designed as a symbol of power and protection, and the Gravensteen served as the residence of the Counts of Flanders until the 14th century. Over time it transitioned into a courthouse, a prison, and even a factory before being restored in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The castle features a moat, thick stone walls and imposing towers, with an interior showcasing historical displays, including a museum of torture devices, all of which are included in the audio guide tour. Its elevated location offers visitors stunning views of the city from the rooftop, although the weather got in the way on my visit. I'm sure the views are better on a clearer day. The Gravensteen is a popular tourist attraction and a key piece of Ghent's rich medieval heritage. It can get popular with school and tour groups, so I'd recommend booking online. Tickets with the audio guide cost €13 for adults, which is pretty good value for money if you ask me. Very wet morning, a little bit cold as well, so I found a cafe and I'm going to have a very nice cup of coffee to warm myself up. Should be good. Well, the rain has stopped and that cup of coffee has done the trick in getting me warmed up a bit. I was starting to get a bit cold in the rain and, well, just need to plan my afternoon now. Graffiti Street, officially named Verengarenstraat, is a famous alley dedicated to street art. Established in 1995 as a legal graffiti zone, it serves as a dynamic and ever-changing canvas for local and international artists. The walls of the narrow alley are covered with colourful murals, tags and artwork, which are frequently updated, creating a vibrant and constantly evolving visual experience. Visitors can explore Graffiti Street as part of Ghent's larger urban art scene, which includes various murals and installations spread throughout the city. Some of the artwork on these walls is absolutely fantastic. Just done by some really talented people. After my trip down Graffiti Street, the weather took a turn for the worst again, so I sought shelter in the only place I know where. I am absolutely drenched. Thankfully, it doesn't rain in pubs. So cheers. Where else other than the pub? This brought my time in Ghent, which is a real hidden gem that's ideal for a weekend break, to a close. Let me know if you're planning a trip to Ghent in the future in the comments box below. If you've enjoyed this video, drop me a like and hit subscribe for more travel content. Well, I've had a fantastic couple of days here in Ghent. It's a great little city, a lot to see and do, and definitely worth a weekend trip. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.